Hey, what's up, you guys? Do you see all the cool stuff on the table? Hey, what's up, you guys? We're going to talk about my favorite photography style tonight. Tintypes. We haven't actually really talked about tintypes at all. That was a lie. Tintypes are my favorite style of photography. It is absolutely one of my favorite things to do, and I have a tintype photo booth coming up. So I wanted to share a little bit because we're going to make some videos about tintypes. I'm going to show you how to make your plates, I'm going to show you how to shoot the plates, and I'm going to show you how to develop the plates and all the cool witchcraft and alchemy that's involved with that. So first things first, what is a tintype? Now, tintype is a really old style of photography from the Victorian era, actually. So the basis is you put some sort of light-sensitive material or emulsion on a black piece of metal. And when you shoot on the piece of metal and develop the photo, a photo appears on it. So that's actually a negative. It's actually a false negative. Because it's on black, it shows up as a positive, but everything's reversed. So actually, she's on this side in real life, and he is on that side in real life. So there are two schools in tintypes. There is wet plate photography and there's dry plate photography. Wet plate photography, you hold the emulsion, the silver nitrate, which is your light sensitive chemical, suspended in a liquid in the plate. I shoot dry plate photography. So my silver nitrate is suspended in photo gelatin or jello, it's the ground up bones. It's scary. So yeah, so my emulsion, my silver nitrate, is suspended in ground up bones, gelatin, and I have to coat these plates. Every one of these probably has my fingerprints on them because I hand coat each of these plates with the photo emulsion before I take the photo. And if I'm shooting in natural light, yes, you have to sit still for an extended period of time. I've had to have models sit still for like a minute before I built these flashes. I'm actually using one of the flashes as my lighting right now, my model lighting. But I use grow lights, actually fluorescent grow lights, because it mimics noon sun time, and I actually got the shot down to about 1/25 of a second. So I kind of want to go over some of these photos with you. This one is Matt and Valerie. This was actually in an art gallery. I call it Umbrella. And that's on a piece of metal that I had to hand coat with ground up bones and silver nitrate, which is really terrifying when you say it like that. But it's absolutely one of my favorite styles of photography because not a lot of people do it, and it's a very unique look. And every one of these, one of one. I can take the same photo of the same person like 10 times in a row, and every one of them will be different because of the way the emulsion sits, the way the emulsion dries, the way the development works, the silver content in the gelatin, and all of that. So, and what's really cool is with this older style is I get to learn all kinds of new camera tricks. Like I did some ghost photography. Look at that, there's a ghost behind him. Like some of that old-timey seance-y stuff. I have cosplay photography done in tintype. That's Holly. I actually have another cosplay shoot coming up with her. And then super cool exposure tricks like his guitar. You can actually see every single fret on that guitar and all the strings, but it's ghostly and his hand kind of moves, so it gives it motion like he's strumming it. Here's another one of Valerie. We did that on a black backdrop with the umbrella. But I kind of wanted to vlog right now about tintype photography because it is absolutely one of my favorite styles of photography. I would love to learn wet plate. Wet plate seems a little dangerous because there's like cyanide involved and ethanol and silver nitrate, which is super flammable. I guess my gelatin is probably a little flammable. And the things you can do with the tintypes are just absolutely amazing. Like I built these fancy wooden wall hangers. That's Dustin. With the brass, and I kind of antiqued it, and there's just so many things you can do with your tintype photos. that make them stand out and look cool and new and not something you see every day. It's absolutely one of my favorite styles of photography, and I've been wanting to do videos on it for so long, but I haven't had an opportunity because setting up a tintype shoot is extremely labor intensive. And what I mean by labor intensive is, so the Tintype booth I'm going to be setting up in 2 weeks. Well, I don't know if it'll be 2 weeks when I post this video, but the Tintype shoot I'm setting up in a few weeks for me is going to require 15 to 20 hours of work just to set up. So each one of these has to be hand poured. And what I mean by that, and I will do a video of me doing this, but I'm going to give you an idea in the light because we have to use a red light for that and the quality always sucks. So I have to boil a pot of water with the gelatin in it to soften it up and make it into a liquid. And then I have to hand pour that onto the plate and spread it out evenly across the entire plate and then let it dry for like 24 hours before I can throw it in the freezer in light type, because at that point in time it is a piece of film. This is the negative, this is the film. So I have to do that with 40 plates. I can do about 10 plates a night. It takes about 2 hours to make 10 plates. So 2 times 4 is 8 hours, so that's 8 hours in just doing that. So then I'm gonna have to mix my fixer and I'm gonna have to mix my developer. And I'll do a video on that. There's temperature variables you gotta do. You gotta do it a certain way. You gotta keep the developer at a certain temperature and you can't let light see it because it ruins it. And the fixer is not as picky for some reason. I have no idea why it does it the way it does it. Now this is a much weirder video, I know, because we're talking about Victorian photography. And it's my favorite photography. So once all of that is figured out, the actual logistics that go into it. So I'm actually going to be setting up at a distillery's grand opening in the town that my studio's in. It's actually on the same block, like I'm here where my studio's at and they're right here. So once I set up, I'll actually have to set up my lightings, I'll have to set up the camera, and I'm gonna have to get my light meter out because each shot I have to get perfect. There is no room for mistakes. When a customer comes up for the photo booth and pays me to take their shot, I get one chance at that shot and it has to be perfect. Yes, I can reshoot it, but these cost about $5 each just to make. That is the emulsion, that is the plate, that is the labor into it, that is developing it, and that is fixing it. It's about $5 each. So I try not to be wasteful. I try very hard not to be wasteful. So I actually have to set up a dark room. My mobile dark room is in storage right now, so I'm gonna have to set up a dark room in the back room at the distillery. I'm going to have to set up the actual photo booth, which will consist of 2 extremely bright lights, which is another reason why I only have one chance. The lights, when they flash, are so bright, you're taking a plate at 0.5 ISO. That is unfathomably slow and not sensitive. 0.5 ISO. Your standard digital camera goes to 100 ISO. That's the lowest most of them go. We're gonna be shooting at 0.5 ISO. I think I did the math once. It was like a 12 stop difference. So like 12 times less light sensitivity as the lowest function on your digital camera. So every photo has to be perfect, and if you overexpose it, and then you get this weird crinkling thing and the gelatin doesn't stick to the plate and it all falls apart and it is a disaster. But I wanted to vlog and I wanted to let you guys know we're gonna do some tintype videos. We're going to do a video on plate prep and pour. We're gonna do a video on mixing fixer and developer. I'm gonna do a video at the shoot itself and how to use this crazy camera, because nothing is easy when you're shooting tintypes. Like the image in the back of the camera is upside down and you'll see. And then I'm gonna do a video on developing, and they won't be long videos, they'll be shorter videos, but they'll be super informative. So if you do wanna get into tintypes, there's a great kit. It's the Rockford Tintype Parlor kit. That's actually how I got started. It comes with like 8 photos, and then but now I buy the bulk one and it comes with like 40 plates, and like and enough emulsion to do like a bajillion plates apparently, because they send me way more emulsion than I need. And the emulsion has an expiration date for some reason. We're gonna do a bunch of videos on dry plate photography, so I hope you guys really enjoy that. We're gonna do everything. So I will show you how this camera works, because this camera is so much fun to shoot with. So again, it's kind of a weirder video. I'm gonna do more of these vlogs where I talk about like the shoots that are coming up and the exciting news and things that are going on. But yeah, so if you're in the Greeley area, the 22nd of November, Syntax Distillery, I will have my mobile Tintype booth. Come and visit us, get yourself some booze, let's have a good time. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you know when I upload my videos. I don't know if this is gonna be a bonus weekly video or if this one's getting uploaded next week. I will let you know, but next week I'll be filming me actually making plates and prepping them, and it's gonna be great. So you guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you again for joining me on this weird blog where I'm talking about alchemy and witchcraft, because isn't that what photography really is? We're taking light and we're capturing it. Whether it's like in a mixture of gelatin and silver or ethanol and silver or whatever photosensitive material and gelatin, because I think film uses gelatin, so there's no vegan films. I don't think they ever got around to developing that before film died. Or like the crazy sensor thing that's inside the digital cameras. All I know is photography is witchcraft. You guys have a great night. Thank you again.